Game provided by Nintendo, except I bought my own copy anyway. Also, this is a different save file from the one from the sponsored streams, Xenoblade. Alright, gamers, it is time once again for Xenoblade XDE Epilogue stuff. How about that? It's really neat. A lot of things happened in Act 1, and now we're doing Act 2, where I'm going to assume even more things are going to happen. Wow, isn't that crazy? Things happen in video games. Yeah, my initial impressions already are that, basically the entire main cast of X is written better in the epilogue compared to how they were in the main game, and that's neat. But they absolutely should have, the Chapter 13 story would have been served a lot better by being a full-length thing, or, like, a 40-hour thing, as opposed to, just being what I'm going to assume is the equivalent of 3 or 4 chapters from the main game. And I don't know. That is going to... I think this is the best they could get. Right now, at least, having only played Act 1, my impression is that initially they wanted to do Xenoblade XDE for 2020 and add new things and all that stuff. Then we're not permitted by Nintendo to do that, so they made Xenoblade 1DE instead. And because of that, they used a lot of unused ideas from X that would have made it into a more expanded version of it in Xenoblade 3. And then when they did actually get around to making a new version of X, there wasn't a lot of stuff, so they just kind of have to speedrun all the rest of the plot concepts they had. And obviously, there haven't been any interviews or anything about it yet. We have no idea if the stuff in here is the original planned ending for X, or if this is based on the scrapped plot for X or anything like that, because nothing about New Tokyo has happened yet. But at the very least, it does seem like we are leaving this entire universe behind, which is very interesting. I had something else that I was going to say. Spoilers for Xenoblade numbered games as well, I guess. That makes sense. In case things related to that happen. Let's see. There was definitely something else I wanted to say before we went in here. Yeah, so the idea of Lynn saying that other arcs might have made it out. What's up with that? Because we know the reason Al was lost in the first place is because it seems like he got pushed away from the White Whale the same time the White Whale transitioned into Mira's universe from Earth's universe. So, and we also know that the Ganglion came from Earth's universe. Like, that is where Samar came from. That is where, at the very least, the Klurians and the Elma's people came from. We don't know about the Wrothians. This chapter requires Gajarg, and I'm wondering if this is the one where we find out more things about Mira, and we learned that Kaldros is Old Roth. Because there's been nothing to really confirm yet that anyone other than humans, Ganglion, so that would include the Ganglion High Command people like Luxar and the enslaved people like the Prone, Klurians and Elma's people actually came from the same universe. Everyone who ended up stranded on Mira got stranded there because of a flash of light, and that's the same flash of light that was effectively a phase transition. The same kind of thing that happens a lot in Xenosaga, and the same kind of thing that caused the split of the worlds in the numbered Xenoblade games. And that caused people to arrive in Mira's universe, which does legitimately seem to, like, not be a full-size universe. Like, my idea that Mira is similar to Ionios might be somewhat true. I thought that Mira was, like, a failsafe for the universe, or tied to the given X universe or something like that, but it's just an entirely separate universe that appears to just be this one planet, because you still can't escape it via space or time travel. And they need the Ares cores to generate enough energy to phase transition out to a new one. So it is possible that people like the Wrothians and maybe the Orphi came from a different universe into Mira, and that kind of thing. Now, the other thing is, most of the other races are, people who were subservient to the Ganglions. They probably came to Mira on Ganglion ships at the same time. But now that we know how the Samar Federation works and who Void is, and the fact that he is in charge of the Ganglion and all that. I'm wondering if maybe because Void destroyed a bunch of universes and a bunch of planets beforehand. So, I mean, we don't know if the universe transition thing, like, at least quite yet, is a normal thing that Void does, because he destroyed Elma's planet completely normally, like, literally just destroyed the planet. But then when he destroyed Earth, or at the very least when the Ganglion destroyed Earth, eventually humanity did phase transition into a different universe. So there's that. We don't know if Void is, like, frequently destroys universes on purpose. But there is a distinct possibility, then, that maybe some of the Ganglion races didn't necessarily all come from the same original universe. Like, say, the Prone were from the same universe X's Earth was in, but the Zarubagans came... Oh, no, the Zarubagans were connected to the original Samarians. That's different. Milsati. We'll just say Milsati as a different example. The Milsati might not have come from a different solar system in the same universe the humans and the Prone came from. They might have come from a different universe, been inducted into the Ganglion, and then transitioned over to X's universe when Void went there as well, if that's how that works. Let's see what else is interesting to mention. I'm very curious, because Lynn hypothesizes, and there is some data backing up the idea that other arcs did make it at least out of off of Earth. So, could they potentially have gotten stuck in other different universes when the base X-Earth universe got destroyed? Because, like, we know it's gone. It is completely gone. There's no returning there. I'm guessing at the end of this epilogue, they're gonna somehow transition either the entirety of Mira or just NLA and the White Whale to some additional other universe, be that connected to any other Xeno game or not. Who knows yet? But that original universe is gone. But Lynn also suggests that maybe there are other humans still around that survived. So did they get flung into other different universes? And then also there's the idea of the Samar Federation, or the original Samarians at least did. What about them? Because we kind of know exactly what their deal is now. They're humanoid predecessors who arrived in the universe at the dawn of time. And their technology was super advanced and all that. And they ended up being seen as gods and all that by various races. And they seem to have created or been the ancestors to, at the very least, the Klurians and the humans, maybe also Elma's people. And humanity just happened to lose access to that technology. But then I'm guessing then, since Elma seems to imply that, like, apocalyptic religious texts were premonitions or warnings about the ghosts coming and destroying the universe. So that might have been passed down from Samar, because they were refugees from a previous universe. Now, I thought, okay, maybe these guys, they came from Klaus's universe, or from Xenosaga, or from both, if they end up combining those two. And that would work, but I think now the original Samarians were refugees from a previous universe destroyed by Void and the ghosts. And that's why their tech was all advanced, and why all that stuff is working that way. And, like, the only problem is Mira. Because the Oblivia Ring uses Klurian technology, and the Klurians did come from X's base universe. So we don't really know how that stuff got to Mira's universe. Maybe it was a previous cycle of original Samarians or something like that. I don't quite know yet. But I'm thinking that's what explains the Samarians. There's no explanation why their ships look like Abel's Ark from Xenosaga quite yet. Because Abel's Ark is more tied to something like Void in Saga than something like humanity in Saga. So it'll be interesting to see why that inversion was made. I mean, maybe it was just made to intentionally invert things, because Xeno has obviously done that before as well. But yeah. I'm guessing we're gonna figure out why Mira's the way it is in this act, and then, like, fight Void and learn more about the multiverse in Act 3. I don't know how many acts there are. I'm going to assume 3. But I think we're going to be doing Act 2 and Al's second affinity mission this time. I don't have anything else to say, really. Let's get to it. The second Project Exodus. Okay. So, that answers some of my questions already, I guess.
Basic plan drawn up. Meet me in command.
Roger.
Alright,
Let's move.
Alright, that is in fact the entire cutscene. I mean, like, Al doesn't need to be there, so I wasn't expecting him to say anything, but I wasn't expecting just that little. Unless, well, this is a long loading screen. Maybe we just get warped to command. That makes more sense.
Ever since Void turned up, we've been witnessing Ganglion remnants stirring back to life all across Mira.
Now, are they literally coming back to life?
They're as vulnerable as us.
Or
what with the DMAT events and ghosts.
are they just being active again?
But they've also got an objective that'll have lit a fire under them.
Objective? Oh, Void's floating continent. Volataris is a special place. Those who heard Void's call have begun some holy pilgrimage there. For the promise of a new world under their creator's leadership.
Alright, so Void has some alpha vibes, actually.
Fragmented at best, and little more than a minor nuisance, but these recent events have granted them new purpose.
You'd think they'd want to regroup quietly. Instead, they're out there raising hell.
I'm glad they've kicked the blues, but throwing an all-you-can-loot and plunder buffet? That part I don't love.
Remember, they were a coalition. Their mission to
I mean, I'm assuming at least some of the Ganglion are going to come around and try to escape with the humans.
The fight for survival.
I don't know if Void might be like a recurring antagonist for the rest of the series, or for like some future game, because I don't see X as humans, even with the Ares getting its cores back, really being able to beat something as powerful as Void.
Ganglion, we must remain firm against these ever-present threats. In addition, we must reclaim the cores Void stole. Prepare to leave for a new world. Bluntly, the only choice left for us now is to run.
In other words, we're talking about a second Project Exodus.
Just when we've beaten that damn Luxar. We just can't seem to catch a break, can we?
No kidding. Just when I was starting to put down some roots here.
It is what it is a little harsh for this situation, I think. But yeah, Mira's nice. I like being on Mira.
A truly gut-rending thought.
Like, this is... Elle and the Nopon are actually having to leave home for the first time.
I do share your grief.
I guess we're not getting Elle explained ever.
We must face the facts.
If we're just leaving Mira before we learn any of that.
Phenomenon is spreading, and eventually it will engulf the planet in its entirety. This truth is unequivocal. And this time it's not just humanity's future that's at stake. Our aim now is to evacuate all races that live on Mira.
Every single one?
Of course. All those that would be amenable to our proposal.
I mean, like, some of the Ganglion are not following.
Any life form
But,
we cannot communicate with will not be considered.
I mean, like, some of the Definians came over, some of the Prone came over.
How should we say? Egoistic, no?
I mean, I think it's worth at least trying to reach a hand out once.
I didn't propose it lightly. But frankly, it's just not feasible to do otherwise.
Like, at the very least,
Some species are dangerous, some
try to gather DNA from as many Miran indigents as possible to save them.
available personnel, finding a way to save them all is impossible.
Okay, but even narrowing it down just to the sentient races, will that work?
Good point. If our only choice is to build a lifeboat, making something big enough, it's gonna take some time.
I guess they don't have as much of the white whale left as we expected.
Cooperative partnership with the Manon to obtain a ship.
We're going to use the Manon ship, the one over NLF.
You betcha. Eyeballing it, it should have the capacity. Enough to carry all evacuees. Of course, it'll need a fair bit of retrofitting.
So are they just leaving NLA behind?
The Ares jump drive and the Lifehold Core's protoplasmic fluid system. But if we work together, we should make it before the Reaper comes a knocking.
Why, that's feeding 3 cooks with 1 stove.
Right, so that part we've got tied up with a bow.
We've already contacted all known Xenos.
Alright, that's how they're hand-waving everyone else learning about things.
Sad did respond they're planning to go down with a planet, but most are currently in the process of
I wonder who the ones that are going down are.
Then we've got no time to lose.
Right.
As of now, all active Blade personnel are ordered to give this plan the highest degree of priority.
I'm wondering what the actual, like,
Broadly, we have
gameplay
two
for this is going to be.
helping to construct the escape vessel and supporting those who want to come to NLA. It's all hands on deck. We may require troops to take assignments across division lines. Be ready
I have been
for
doing that the entire game, don't worry.
Recap. We may get assigned stuff outside of our official divisions, right?
Right. First off, we should head back to the barracks. Make sure we're prepared for anything.
Okay.
I'm almost certainly switching out of Al, or off of Al the instant we have to fight anything, because he has 4 arts and has not actually won a battle yet. I think the only experience he has is from his own affinity mission and I guess Act 1. I'm hoping, like, interesting things happen in Act 2, and it's not just getting everyone to NLA. Hello, random Anon.
Fire.
Here's the deal, right? You know how we're helping wire in the Ares jump drive system, don't you?
Yes, so we've heard.
But actually, we're not really experts on this Skeleton Ares stuff, are we?
Why did the Manon have power frames on their outfit?
And he said you guys are the usual go-tos around here.
I see. Let me guess. You'd like us to go to the hangar and advise your scientists?
You got
Alright, so send Lynn to do that. And
it. Wow, thank you.
Lynn and maybe Al, and then
You guys are just
Alma and I can do
bobbing.
anything else. I can solo basically everything on this planet already, given enough time. I don't know why, like, I still like just walking and running around to objectives. Even when the world is this big, even when I have Skells, even when I have almost every fast travel point in the game. Just feels good to do. It's a shame having to leave Mira this soon after coming back home. But if we're leaving for a new world and a new universe where we're getting a Xenoblade X2, I certainly won't complain. Actually, I wonder what the Nopon are thinking about Mira. Because L is just L. As long as he decides to leave, that's already all of his race settled. But what about the Nopon? Some of the caravans are probably going to want to stay.
Nice of you all to drop by. How's it poppin'?
He just keeps saying it.
Love saying that.
Thank you, Tatsu.
His idea of a gag. Don't get too hung up on it.
That's right. Someone asks how it's poppin', you say,
Terrible, of course. Yourself?
better than you, meaning terrific.
This is going to come back in an emotional way at some point, I think. It has to.
Tatsu mystified.
It is as we have been told. It takes 2 minds to tango.
Hey, Al. Ask me.
Gwyn.
Gwen, how's it poppin'?
Naturally terrible. And how about you?
Not awful enough for you to be worrying about.
Huh?
You haven't changed a bit.
Gwyn's just happy to be
So
included.
you've been out of this world. Got any words of wisdom for us from the
Yeah.
great beyond?
Wait, what is it like in between universes?
It's not that kind of highfalutin place. More than anything, it was dull, like a cheap roadside.
Something tells me we're not going to actually see what it looks like.
Please, we would love to.
Oh, maybe we will. I was going to like, are we going to see what it looks like
Me too.
before
Color me
we actually get there?
Way to gang up on me. I'm warning you, it's a slog.
I mean, they're going to have to go there anyway.
No pressure, huh? Fine.
I mean, I guess this will be the Lao explanation.
Bunch of busybodies.
This could be a playable section, actually, now that I think of it. Like, just fighting some ghosts in the... between... in the Ares Prime. I mean, Future Redeemed did that.
So, before the white whale crashed, a bunch of ghosts got me cornered. I was cut off.
He was drifting alone in the universe. I don't think we need to see the intro to the game every single time they mention the battle. Especially because the Ares does not have its cores in this scene either. At least this is new. And now it just happens to have the cores. It is really neat seeing more cockpit shots of Skells, though.
And just as my goose seemed cooked, something opened up in front of me. And also, I felt this huge pull at the same time.
Alright, so the
Inside the
combination of the Ares Blast and the Ghost Blast did it.
through the opening.
So this could be something similar.
On that was a sight to behold. If space could have edges, that was a place where you could see them all. Thinking about it now, and to get a little technical, it was a nexus of parallel universes.
Alright, alright. Now, is this the upper domain or is this something else?
The backstage of space, the border town of all universes.
Okay, here's our multiverse confirmation.
Between worlds. Light years beyond the realm of
Crazy.
human science.
Crazy how I said that X was in the same multiverse but not the same universe the entire time.
Functioning is normal. Sure, the sensor suite adapted for human tech kept throwing errors. But the main transceiver never stopped logging huge quantities of some kind of data. And you might think I dreamed all this up, but somehow I could understand what that data was. Not logically, intuitively. You ready?
Are we gonna see shards of
What
two?
came flooding into me in the Ares was the consciousness of all living things
Okay.
across all
So there's
universes.
three. I must have missed two.
Instinctively,
Is Saga gonna show up
stopped
here,
myself
actually?
from trying to perceive them one by one.
So he almost ascended.
The human brain isn't built to handle something like that. I could tell in an instant. Think I got that one from an old sci-fi flick, but I'd say it was the right call. Now, the Ares was a step ahead of me. It sifted through that huge torrent of data, presented me with the information I most wanted in that
I guess
moment.
that... Oh, there's two. Okay.
How to escape the world of the Rift and get back to this one.
Yes, the Ares
The Ares
is...
was kind enough to show me the way back home.
I mean, I guess it brought him to Mira instead of the original universe. That was gone.
It's thanks to its help that I came back at all.
And I'm guessing the rift exists outside of space-time because they showed three
The universe
before
Earth
two.
was a part of was destroyed. This one with Mira.
But that does confirm there are multiple Earths.
So maybe back is the wrong word.
Sounds like quite the trip. So that's your plan for us to leave this universe? You're proposing we use the Ares.
But where will they go?
Well, more or less.
But?
I don't really understand exactly how I got here. One slip up and I'd be washed away in that stream.
Is this the flow? Are we tying things back to the flow? Will what Zed said finally begin to make sense?
It's a mind prison.
A prison?
Void Seat. I think he was held there.
Oh.
His consciousness, at least.
Are we doing gears now?
You told me about the Vita, how it was a vessel to facilitate Void's coming. I guess what it did was channel his soul in some shape or form, freeing him of his shackles.
What does that mean, though?
Now hold on a sec. That's like how our MIMs work.
No way.
Oh, when the white whale went to Mira,
Seem to be coming.
the human consciousnesses got swept up into the collective in the rift.
Perhaps
But that's-
Void escaped from his cell
All right,
for
I get it.
days as left the rift between
It's actually not
planets.
something about Mira.
That would explain the impeccable timing. And here's the kicker. The thing that's in the Vita, it's not just his
So we
mind,
are going to get like an actual
it's his
design for him, I guess. I wonder what he's going to be. Because if he also looks human, that would make sense.
When the Ares first appeared in this world, it was shortly before we.
But if he looks like something else, then it could be something else.
Then the ghost's appearance and the DMAT events. It's possible that it caused both of them to manifest.
Wait. I see you trying to connect all the dots. Don't you think you're jumping the gun?
Maybe. But when Void showed up and attacked my world to claim the Ares, think about it. That was exactly when the ghosts appeared.
So maybe the ghosts are like actually trying to stop Void.
What
If
are we
the
thinking?
if the ghosts are collective unconscious entities,
Cause and effect, or
then maybe they're trying to stop him, and everyone else is actually getting caught in the
Brought
crossfire.
Worlds into concord. Ah. I feel like I'm starting to get the picture here.
Must be urgent.
Yeah. We need you in Oblivion. Hoping you could track down a man-on engineer.
Roger. Let's hear the details.
Here you go. The guy is in charge of the jump drive design. Apparently, he had a part in mind for the crux, but it was sitting in a Ganglion stronghold, so we had him get it.
Why did they send the actual engineer?
What can I say? These are desperate times, so... We did assign an escort, but then Ganglion found him and we lost contact.
Understood. That's enough to go on.
Alright, but Al does still have Lau's
ASAP.
sniper rifle. So he's still not telling us something about Lau.
Let's move.
Up, up.
I don't... Cool, I got a lobster. I don't know why I'm going in this direction. I don't know why I'm not taking off until we leave the city. But that's what we're doing. I do... You know, now that I'm thinking about it, oh, are there more DMAT events? Oh, there are a lot more. Okay. I really do kind of hope that we can revert the world to like a pre-Chapter 13 state. Just so I can get cool footage of going around and doing things without DMAT events everywhere. Because, like, I'm not sure if Chapter 13 should have been unlockable immediately after Chapter 12 or anything like that. It probably should have been behind doing more and leveling up more. Like, at the very least, be a level 60 based thing. Because there's so much stuff that you can only do, like, either when you're at a higher level than beating the main story or other stuff like that. So it doesn't quite work as, like, a big coda and finale for all that's going on with Mira. Because you can do it right. Oh, there's just ghosts around. That's cool. Actually, you know what I haven't done? I haven't checked the ghosts in the enemy index. These are the scale boss or Zufar Mandel. Pew 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 pew. I forgot that chimeras are like an actual creature type. It's just these two in Lugalbanda, basically. I don't remember fighting Ruth the Shunner of Light in this playthrough, but sure. Are you just gonna be at the end? Yes, they are. So it is Pillars of Salt. Alright, so they are very, very similar to Gnosis. Like, they do include the intangibility.
Oh, they've seen us.
Sparks are gonna fly. Sparks are gonna fly.
Sparks are gonna fly. Alright. So now there should be Ghost Pilgrim. Alright, so I'm guessing there's not going to be too many ghost designs. Like, these are just the same, basically. But we're probably going to have to fight, like, a couple as bosses at some point. Yeah, it looks like my theory about the ghosts being actual ghosts might be true. Like, phantoms from the unconscious coming in to help people out. I feel like the ghosts might not actually be the bad guys. That all of the destruction they cause is actually unintentional. Because they did, like, go after the Vita specifically. And initially they were fighting the Ganglion. So, I feel like the ghosts might be neutral. I don't think they're evil at all. They don't seem to be... Because, like, they're not, like, sentient either, as far as we know. Like, our main villain is Void, who is Ganglion associated. Probably not the direction we were supposed to access this cutscene from, but you know what, we could do this. Guys, no, oh, okay. I was wondering if that was going to count as losing the Skell there for a second. Hop up it.
I'd say we're in the right place, huh?
Only ganglion bodies, though.
Seems like our engineer might still be alive.
Alright, so were these guys killed by the Blade team, or were they killed by something else? They're bodies, so they weren't killed by ghosts. But... okay, good. Are we actually getting new Goodweed lines? I guess these guys killed them.
You again. I see. Looking for your friends, are you?
Do you know where they are? What happened here?
The people of Wroth have accepted your exit strategy.
That's good. I'm glad that we're bringing the Wrothians with us.
We were passing through here en route, where we encountered and assisted human troops in combat with the Ganglion. We were able to claim victory, albeit at a price. I'm transporting our wounded.
Now I see.
Gajarg isn't restricted for this,
There is no need.
so he's probably not doing anything.
Your friends are safe with us, undergoing treatment at our stronghold.
Ms. Bweed, did you see a man-on in the soldiers' company?
I have not seen any, no. But there were other units. Maybe they escorted them.
Could we accompany you now, on the way to your stronghold?
Yes, you may.
What's going on?
I mean, they've got the gear and a Puglith,
Looks like a job half done.
so I'm guessing these guys aren't coming with us.
Let us handle these ones. You have wounded. Get them somewhere safe.
I hear. All yours.
You know what? I didn't expect to be forced right into a battle immediately with Al in the lead. Guess we're trying to do this with 4 arts.
Looks like they're on our case.
Engaging. Lay down fire.
I... I used the topple art on the only one that couldn't get inflicted with topple from it. Yeah, I don't think we're winning this one when I'm not controlling myself here. We are absolutely not winning this one without myself in control here. I would love to use an aura right now. Unfortunately, I cannot on account of I don't have an aura.
My adrenaline's rising.
I could just get in my skull and do that, but where's the fun? Alright, I mean, sure, I can try overdriving. Alright, sure, I'll abuse quick cooldown just this once. I'm still not winning this one, even with that, yeah. Al just... He don't have it in him. He's not really the hero. Does the game, like, assume that you've leveled him up a lot? Could probably use this as an excuse to start leveling up another class. Like, I could go into Psychoruptor and just bring my other weapons over and do that. Secondary Accelerator would be a great, like, the only skill I could consider swapping out. But I'm probably fine. And without Overdrive, our survivability was still pretty good against those guys, so... As long as I can get to Overdrive, we're fine. This is all Al's fault, actually. Alright. Got my heals up. We're fine. I'll immediately get this TP back. Just like that. You guys are dead. Simply we're fleegan. Like, it's called We Fly. Simply fly. Don't. I'm styling a little too much on them now. Don't know how I missed that guy, but that guy is also no longer present in this world. I'm no longer present in this world? Alright, that happens too sometimes. Maybe I should have used the aura at some point in Overdrive. Alright, we got him this time. Al ranked up once, but I don't know if he even got an art from that. There's no high-level tyrants around here. I don't think I, like, aggroed Heart with the Calamity from that or something. So, that was just pure not focusing on my HP or using the aura that I very obviously should have been using. They shouldn't put auras in the next game. They should just have a type of art called hype moments instead. Alright, I mean... Are they... That's the thing. Are they ever going to, like, acknowledge the fact that Elma has an art called Ghost Factory? Alright, Al got shrapnel at least. It's something. Yeah, that's fine. We don't... Alright, okay, now Al is just gaining every class rank in the universe, apparently. There we go. Simply don't lose your functional like, just don't let your functional immortality expire, and you win. Crazy.
Elma, let's get to the Wrothian stronghold.
Right.
Alright, I got something off of Heroic Tail at least. Fine black belt. Neat. I mean, what are the original souls? What are they, actually? They're level 58. Sure is resist gravity, resists down 12. I would simply give myself gravity resistance. Yeah, like, I'm not getting anything better than maxed out shop gear. Level 45 shop gear quite yet. Alright, don't fall off the edge. That actually costs an insurance. I think my level 30 Crestfalk is actually out of insurance. That's fine. I'll hopefully never have to use that again. Yeah, the worst thing about abandoning Mira and, like, only taking sentient races is that we're not able to save Saltats and Lysiors. Like, those are very important birds, and it's a shame to see them go. Like, now that I think of it, it is a shame that we are leaving Mira here, because that means that this might be the last we see of all these enemies, except maybe Telethia. Because if they're getting left behind, then who knows? I don't want to be stuck with just the same enemies from the numbered games over and over again. So hopefully they do add a bit more variety in the next game, because X, in and of, like, already has the best enemy variety in the series, I think. Just because Gajarg is here able to be recruited, do not think he's going to necessarily be in the cutscene. But maybe he will. He's not restricted, though, which is the thing I don't get.
We were sure that was the end for us, weren't we?
Tatsu breathed sigh of relief. Thanks to Kitty Cat friends.
You said it, pal. If you hadn't turned up when you did, we'd be pushing up daisies by now. Thanks. We all inhabit this world together. The feeling is mutual.
We got shot up, and we didn't even get the thing we needed.
Well, I guess we're going back to the stronghold to grab that.
We'll find it at the next location. Third time's the charm, no?
Yeah, well, starting to doubt that.
Just stay positive, okay?
A moment ago, you were on the brink of death. Yours is a mercurial people.
We survived, so it's all good, yes? On to the next one.
Jeez.
Come on, Gabuit's standing there like she's a member of the party. She should have been recruitable too. Okay, we are jarging out.
Thank you once again. We owe you for saving their lives.
My prince has ordered us to aid humans, and so we have.
Prince, my deepest thanks for rescuing our friends. We're in your debt.
No need. We are allies.
Forgot I turned Gajarg into Azure Siegfried there.
Void's appearance here fills me with unease.
You know something about Void?
We are getting Wrothian lore.
It serves to sustain Void as his material vessel. Consider the battle for Earth. There, from his Vita, did he command the Ganglion.
However, in the chaos after Earth's destruction, his consciousness departed the machine, leaving it a shell, to be pulled in by Mira and crash to her surface, as did you.
Yeah, I think I'm most annoyed by the flashbacks so far.
Al, what you said earlier.
Yeah. As I suspected, he'd only linked his mind to the Vita, while his body stayed in the rift. Seems to track.
So do we have to go to the Void, or the Rift, to fight Void? Like, are we ending up gonna, like, do we have to end up killing him in his actual body here? Or do we just force him out? Because if his body is in the Rift, he can observe where we went to, or where we go to, and could still come after us again. So I guess that does make sense. It's still weird, like, how is Void considered this uber powerful guy? Like, this could theoretically be the strongest enemy in the series so far.
Come on,
but
let's get back to
X,
MLA.
like, in terms of raw power, they might be able to contend with the other guys, but, like, they've got, like, no hacks abilities or anything besides, I guess, the Ares. That's why I'm assuming that we're gonna have to fight Void in the Ares Prime.
All these races working together?
If only Earth could have been like this.
Mira really is a welcoming kind of place. Just like Klaus said.
Okay. Good. I was half wondering if we literally never get a follow-up on Lao.
When did you see Lao? How?
It was when I was drifting inside the rift.
But that's...
You ever heard of nirvana? Some religions have the concept, and that space might just be it. As I was floating along, guided by the Ares, while I was looking for a way into this universe, I made a little layover in an eerie kind of place.
Did Lao go to... This beach is Primordia. I always thought it was Primordia. Is he gonna say how's it poppin' to Lao?
Fancy seeing you here. Well, how long has it been? I don't think we ever spoke after I left Team Princess.
I thought you died defending the White Whale back before it grounded on Mira.
That isn't one of Mira's moons, I don't think.
Well, you know, if this is the afterlife, maybe I did. So, how about yourself? Are you dead?
Yeah.
Figured.
I betrayed our friends. Sold intel to the enemy to get back at those who got my family killed. Well,
So he is actually dead, but if the afterlife is a different universe, we could theoretically get him back.
about grief or retribution. Plain despair tipped me over the edge. It wasn't the right thing to do. And I knew it. I knew. And I did it anyway.
Now you're just sulking, pal. A guy as good as you?
Just don't.
And the
What Lynn said. She said,
Prime Ares is a tandem scale, isn't it? Like, he could theoretically have grabbed Lao from here, right?
that's what humans are. She's a good kid. Always trying to put herself in my shoes.
Like, it does kind of suck for Lao. Like, if he died and ended up here, but doesn't get to see his wife and child.
My hopelessness. It wound up infecting her as well.
And that's why you accepted death? Decided to just give up and wait for it?
Yeah. Soon. I'll see Charmaine and Chenchi.
I get this might be what you want, but not me. So what if this place is the afterlife? I'm itching for more living.
Like, I know the Jesus analogs
People still need me.
to Lao were strong already, but if he ended up in the afterlife and just said no, then maybe he really is.
That's right. That's you to a T. Not me, though. Scram now. You know the way, right?
Yep. You got the best guide around.
I guess we're not getting Lao back then.
The world I came from. It's a welcoming kind of place. Everyone's ready for your big return.
I sure hope so.
If you make it, pass a message to Lynn. Humans are disgusting. And stubborn, and treat others cruelly. But if she realized this, it means she's anything but. Tell her to live.
That was nice. I'm glad we actually got, like, closure for Lao. Although, both times Lao has, quote-unquote, died, has been gold light motes. So, is Lao specifically Agnian?
I'm not what you think I
more fighting, Lau.
No, Elma, not like this!
Step aside, Lynn.
We're all on the same side here!
I actually don't remember if those were the outfits I had on them. I feel like I had them on
Even
default.
then, when I stood up for you, honestly, it was just so I wouldn't have to be sad again. I never could figure him out. It was all so childish. I was acting so immature about everything. But back then, you stood up to defend Lau, just the same way that I did. If you hadn't done that, maybe I wouldn't have stuck it out and run away instead. I would have stayed a child to the very end.
Yes. And if you hadn't stood in my line of fire that day, we would have all been as disgusting as he thought.
It turns out the moral of the story is that just because a lot of people are horrible and disgusting doesn't mean that you should be.
You don't need pretty excuses here.
Just be a good person because it's the right thing to do.
You gotta take the good with the bad. Anyway, he told you to live. End of message.
Yeah.
Colonel Elma! Requesting a big...
What was that? What's going on over there?
Elma, wasn't that?
Yes. The leader of the escort from before.
That's bad.
Didn't they say they were going to Lakeview stronghold in Noctilum?
Then we go too.
Yeah. Hope we're not too late.
Even if that is the last we see of Lau, I think I'm satisfied with that. It would have been nice to have him back, especially for gameplay purposes, but I think that was a good send-off for his character, and just Elma acknowledging that she was also partially in the wrong to just try to shoot Lau before anything else. I don't know why I wasn't expecting there to be more DMAT events, but it's really eerie that they did. Like, again, this is another thing that would have been made more impactful by this being stretched out over a longer period of time, but I think it's still cool. Like, seriously, though, I hope there's a way to revert to just like a regular post-Chapter 12 state, because I don't want to have to avoid, like, fly around doing things. Oh, that's really pretty. Avoiding showing any of the DMAT events, especially if even more show up in a later act. It was really hard for some Xenoblade 3 videos to have, like, position the camera all the time to ensure that I didn't show any of Origin in the middle of the world when that showed up. Actually, where are we? I'm looking at the wrong stronghold, aren't I? Yeah. It's right down there. Okay, we could just leave the skells up here and jump. Just parachute into them, right? That works fine. That's a ghost. Wait, that's a ghost fighting with Ganglion. Is it able to take over Ganglion skells like how Gnosis can take over some robots in Saga?
The whole team's dead. And look.
Piece of...
Why? What are you doing this for? You want to leave this world too, right? There's no need to be doing any of this.
My wish to know death.
Oh, that was the Vita. I'm stupid. Not paying attention to the back part of it.
The fear of death is a powerful motivation in creatures like you. Yea, stronger even than your lust for life. I wish to understand this.
And that's why the slaughter?
You think by killing them yourself, you'll get what it's like to fear death?
He's kind of an anti-Mobius.
Called our fight against you?
Mobius exists purely because of fear, and he doesn't understand fear.
You started a war without knowing that?
The best it will simply cease to be. That is not death. Self-evidently, as I have no conception of it. Ceasing to be is simple non-existence.
But what are you?
Death, when you speak of it, is wrapped up in many a complex emotion. That I wish to know.
And then? After that?
I have not considered it. You will find my desires are not rooted in emotion.
And we have confirmation an afterlife exists, so...
They occur automatically, driven by inevitability.
But it's nonsense. How is that a reason to kill? Why do this?
Enough. Don't try to understand it, Lynn. He can string all the reasoning he likes. But when you get down to it, this guy is pure evil. Our enemy, nothing less.
But...
Exactly. If we want to argue with them, it'll be with guns.
Right.
Or with
Lynn,
Javelin.
we're here to make sure we don't...
I mean, that's actually, it's kind of neat. We got Al using Lau's actual rifle, and then I'm using Javelin as my melee weapon. Which, I'm gonna be real, it's not his forte, but he used melee a whole lot more than he used his gun. In this playthrough, for me at least.
We have no choice but to fight. We should weaken them just to be safe. Shadow strike.
I'm gonna aura up before I do anything this time. Really like the okay that Yuri Lowenthal Cross says. There are more enemies in this fight than I realized. I didn't think I was going to get 30 hits or whatever off of that. Goodbye, Al. I mean, Alma's almost... she's gone in a second as well, yeah. Fine, we're maxed. Not sure what I'm supposed to be fighting right now. Oh, maybe it was doing a lot more damage than it should be. Alright, cool. You know what? Lynn survived. Good for her.
You're up next. Scum!
Enough. There is no more to be gained. Your stubborn fixation on Lily is inordinate. You are unlikely to teach me what I wish to know.
Shut up!
In any case,
That. Good job.
to my abode. It is, after all, inevitable. as this world's time draws ever closer.
What a train wreck. That creep really gets me seeing red. Makes me gag.
Let's do a quick head count.
Roger that.
Everything's dropping level 60 gear already.
What's this?
Looks like the part they were after. They found it.
Looks like it, yeah.
Then we need to get this back to NLA. We can't let their sacrifice be in vain.
Yeah.
All right, I will warp for this one at least. This seems to be the final thing. Does Mia? Does Al just not have heart to hearts? Quickly double checking all this to make sure it's not like any normal missions. Yeah. All right. Cool. Didn't think that Chapter 13 would unlock anything other than Al's affinity missions, but I wanted to be sure.
Thanks very much. It's a real shame our friend didn't make it, but at least the mission's complete, right? Credit where it's due, you know.
Void. That goddamned rat.
Commander, we'll get him. We'll win his little game. We must.
Lynn.
Damn straight. These lives won't go to waste.
How many people are even left?
Parade here. But how are we doing with the Ares?
We're making good progress thanks to you, aren't we? We have some news, so would you mind stopping by the restricted...
All right, there is more at least.
Sure thing, we'll be there.
It wasn't easy, but the mission was a success. Good job.
I'm wondering if, like... I am guessing the final act of this is going to be by far the longest, and, like, that's the one that's going to involve, like, going to Volataris, fighting Void, and then maybe some sort of finale in the Rift or whatever. Because right now we're just doing Mira stuff and listening to cutscenes, which isn't bad. Again, the main issues with the actual storytelling here are the extremely condensed and rushed nature of it. The fact that it can be done right after the main story's ending. And then the just overuse of flashbacks for whatever reason. Like, I wasn't super bothered by it in the Wrothian scene, just because they needed something to put over them talking about it and didn't just want static images of it, but they're showing the opening cutscene a lot of times here. It's not quite Yorin levels, but it's getting there.
Hey there, how's it poppin'?
Terrible, right? How about you?
Better than you, meaning terrific.
That's great, isn't it?
I'm glad... Al is so powerful, he actually managed to get Manon to understand Earth slang.
Here, hasn't he?
Once you really get to know him, most get on with him like a house on fire.
Hey, how's it poppin'?
Tatsu terrible, clearly. And how is friend Al?
Even worse than you, I bet.
But that's not the correct follow-up.
It is when it's Tatsu.
I like to mix it up, keep you on your toes.
Al cannot flip script.
Elma, this vegetable come with a volume knob?
Leave it. You had some news?
No, come on, let him bully Tatsu more. It's okay.
Well, I heard the Ares was recreated on your planet. But how much do you actually know about it?
You're correct about it being recreated.
Alright, are we going to finally learn what this thing is?
We excavated an ultra-ancient frame and fitted it with auxiliary power and plating.
So you did a Xenogears with it.
Might be more precise to say we jury-rigged it to run.
So you've got nothing to say regarding the cores then, I take it.
Oh god, is the Ares actually like an atrophied Ouroboros somehow?
Yeah, you got me there.
Vexing, isn't it?
The Ares cores. I learned they're based on a device that existed eons ago.
A device?
A space-time bender. It moves things into different...
The Ares is powered by Zohar emulators, of course!
It's a common trope in the old movies, right?
Why didn't I think of that?
The energy that the Ares could deploy thanks to the cores was in a league of its own.
I've been bumping my mic a lot. I'm sorry.
Put the pedal to the metal. Space bends like a straw.
I see.
If that's true, what chance do we have of beating Void? How do you know?
The fact is, he took the time to come and taunt us. It means he's still getting ready.
I mean, as far as I can tell, there's no DMAT events on the actual continents of Mira yet.
Through the prep phase. You can't just rock it off.
What do you mean?
For all his rambling and raving, if the cores were enough, he could have left by now. Brought the world into...
Does he need the original?
Tagline was. But cores alone won't cut it.
If the cores are emulators,
Figured it out while analyzing the
do we need the original Zohar?
When I was transported inside the rift along with the Ares, machine and mind got melded together. We became inseparable.
So he interlinked with it.
I won't pretend to understand, but it wouldn't have been possible for a living human to hold onto their self there otherwise.
So mimizomes are actually correct, like perfect for that.
So, without me and the Ares, the cores won't be able to deploy their full power.
Melded with the Ares. I think I get it. Not in the physical sense of being one thing, but like an engine running under the hood?
Damn, you're sharp, Lynn. But the analysis didn't stop there. Better hold on to your seat.
Look at these other characters doing the analyzing for me.
While inside the rift, I saw where the rivers of consciousness converge. Something like the crossroads between universes. Even if we get the Ares and cores running, if we can't sync ourselves to that, we won't be going
So
anywhere.
that's Udo, I guess.
Annoyingly.
Is it a question of timing, then?
Put simply, yes. And here's another nugget spun off from the Ares analysis of the rift.
Do they need to basically make Origin?
Consciousness converging on that universal nexus. Structurally, they're extremely similar to the Lifehold core.
Yeah, because the Lifehold core and Origin were the same thing.
What?
Remember what we were talking about before? How Void projecting his mind into the Vita is a lot like the way humans survive inside MIMS. Even with the Lifehold trashed, your consciousness is still being stored somewhere. Not by technology, but by some much larger universal mechanism.
But that's crazy.
This universal mechanism. What is it?
Dunno.
Is it God? Or something that's almost like God but not God?
You guys. People's lives. It was strange, like I was enveloped by this constant something.
And the Ares
I mean,
can tap into that?
That's what I figured, that the Ares' power is based on all of the other humans. Everyone who died.
Call it what you like. If we make make it out of this universe alive, you'll get to experience it yourselves. Anyhow, in order to pull off our great escape, we'll need those 6 cores. We'll need me, the Ares, and some miraculous timing.
So it's 6
That's
cores,
to the nexus.
similar to the Founder's Ouroboros. But
Matter of fact,
Al himself is the 7th, so he's like
no fool.
the lucky 7.
Cotton Dawn by now.
But if that's the case, why hasn't he attacked NLA yet?
If he did, he might end up killing Al.
Doesn't want to kill Al, and he wants to make it a game either. Like, as well.
Still, once he gets his ducks in a row, I expect he probably will try something.
I'm wondering, are we going to get, like, the new Exodus ship this
What
act?
do you think, Rook? You better knock this one out of the park.
I like how he just immediately decided to start calling us Rook as well. I mean, like, do what we always do. Send a small elite strike team into the enemy base. Just infiltrate Volataris.
Something in you? Of me?
Are we him? Like, are we a projection of Al or something? Are we his child? Are we his sister's consciousness reincarnated? Are they ever going to explain who we are?
Hey, how's it poppin'?
Terrible. How about you?
Better than you, in other words, terrific. You hear that? Rook's answer?
Yes, and you seem pleased.
Yeah.
Although, why did you want someone else to make the call?
If I get taken out, I want to know there's someone I can trust with mankind's future.
Alright, so
And the Rook seems well suited.
That isn't like...
how are we able to do the Ares stuff without Al? That's the thing.
Loves this world. The world and its people, warts and all.
It's true,
I
like,
need someone to take over my duty.
I love Mira. I don't want Mira to go away, but I want to save as much of it as I can.
You ignored my pleas and rushed off to fight without a thought for your safety.
We do not need another flashback game. I'm sorry.
You look after the refugees. I'll protect the ship from outside.
Just look at their numbers. You can't shift the balance, not with a single Ares.
Yeah, well, you never know until you try.
Al.
I'll cut through their ranks, make you an opening. I'll protect you to the last.
Yeah, so are we going to have to, like, try to stop Al from sacrificing himself again? I mean, like, arguably, it is more impactful for the Earthling to be the one doing that than the alien.
You're right. Those eyes, they're just like yours back then.
The jump drive is still in the experimental phase, but otherwise, the
White Whale 2? That's what we're calling it?
unveiling it shortly if you'd care to step outside.
Is it just like a
We'd be thrilled.
very beefed up Manon ship? Because, like, it's weird. They're saying, okay, we can fit everyone on the Manon ship.
Yeah, I can't wait.
But then they're also saying,
Bristling with thrill.
like, implying that NLA itself will be coming with us. So I'm curious about what the ship's actually going to be, you know? Oh god, I've been infected with Manon verbal tics, haven't I? mean, it might not be the greatest idea to, like, do a big unveiling of it while Volataris is right up there somewhere. There it is.
That's crazy.
Hey.
Well, the Manon ship does have more stuff on it now. Ah, I see. That's cool. I love, like, patchwork spaceships. That's always something I'm a fan of. But, like, how is it gonna... Okay, because, like, everyone can just...
Thanks to all your efforts, we now have a ship capable of withstanding...
All the other races can just sit on the inside of the Manon ships like habitation units, but what about NLA?
Promising results. All that's left is to support those who have not yet relocated to NLA, and to guide our current residents through the necessary procedures.
Also, I think we should probably get the cores back.
The ghosts of Ganglion make a move, or further dematerialization occurs. We have the ability to launch the White Whale 2, even before all residents have boarded. Naturally, we'll keep you apprised. We may be forced to make a snap decision. So do be advised.
Once everyone's safely on board, it'll be time to go on the offensive.
Yeah, it'll be all-out war. Any more vessels to escort, and we wouldn't have a snowball's chance of guarding them all.
But this way, there's a single point of failure.
Either way, if we lose the Ares, we'll be dead in the water.
Going all in? I say bring it on.
Changing the topic, where will we be going to?
That's true.
How are we supposed to know that?
Like, they haven't...
Ideally, a new universe.
Does Al know
We could
any of
also
them?
end up stranded inside the rift for the rest of time.
Come what may, it seems we will be left as happy as a pig in a blanket.
You scared yet?
I mean, I'm not the one following him. I'm the one leading. But maybe he's just that charismatic.
Very heartfelt. Love you too.
He's just a dude.
Not to ruin the moment, but duty calls. A blade named Kylie had a request concerning a friend. They've not made it to NLA yet. Mind getting the full lowdown?
Of course. Right away.
Thanks. She should be by the cathedral in the residential.
Alright, are we doing cathedral things? Are we learning more about other people's religion? Oh, the act's not over. Okay, that's interesting. We're actually just doing more.
Really?
Sorry, I know you're busy. Here's the thing. There's a friend I've met in the course of work,
I
and
think
she's not here
think
yet.
she was already a character in the original. They're just giving her
Chance
a
you could go look
somewhat
for her.
important role in DE.
That's a little worrying for sure.
Right? I'd love to go myself if I could.
Who is this going to end
but
up
my
being?
team's ushering people onto the lifeboat, so I'm kind of tied up.
Understood. We're on it. Any idea where we should start?
Thanks very much. Her usual residence is in Sylvalum at the Delusion's North Summit.
Someone living up there. No one's ever lived up there before. Are we bringing a Siluth? Is that what's going on here? I'm a massive Delusions fan. Like, this is these mountains are my favorite area in the game. But also, like, no one's ever lived up there. Is this person a blade? Or is this person something else? Is it an Opon? Is it an L person? At this point, I am just warping places. I need to save fuel for any required scale fights in the end. Falswo normally there? I don't actually remember. It's nice to at least be here in Sylvalum. It does appear to be no pond. I don't think that was always there.
Not sure if it's the friend.
Is this Tatsu's dad?
Someone was here recently.
Are we actually getting Tatsu's dad?
Seems so. Except nobody's here now.
Maybe she already pack up and leave?
No, because it did confirm it was a woman already, so.
Could be. If she'd already left, I'd expect to see signs of hurried packing. And
The fire is still lit.
True. And she evidently did.
And there's no salt around, so it wasn't even the ghosts.
That'd mean she was here until very recently.
Yes, that's my guess.
You don't think she went to fetch water or something?
That was close by.
Let's go.
Alright, now we got ghosts. That one is actually a ghost and not me being very stupid about the Vita. Momo. I'm almost certain Momo is a brand new character.
Are you okay?
Yes, quite fine.
Let us handle things here. You run.
Not have to tell twice.
You know what? Props to Tatsu for waiting around like an extra half second.
Looks like they're on our case.
Ghost Crusader.
Let's see him chew on this.
Okay, so it does like actually say which orb is the correct one, which I don't know if I realized the first few times we fought ghosts. Slow art should be fine. Like, I'm in overdrive already. Unfortunately, we'll never be able to tell if there's actually a new battle theme here. I could really just keep spamming my melee arts and still like plus on TP, all things considered. Did so much damage there that I guess I took aggro and nobody else died. Alright, Momo, what's your deal?
Never to bully Nopon again.
You didn't even lift a finger.
Not sure if that was the hut's owner, but shall we head back?
Let's do that.
Lost 9 subscribers for releasing an April Fool's video. This is so sad. hopefully people were able to tell that it was going to be joke spoilers and not real spoilers. Based on the fact that Goku and Riku were in the thumbnail. Should have done Riku Kingdom Hearts and not Riku Xenoblade. That was a mistake.
Friends for earlier. Name is Momo. Hello, I'm Lynn. You're not hurt, are you? Not even scratched.
Now is her being, I mean, she's pink and her name is Momo because Momo.
We wanted to ask,
but
do you know a woman by the name of Kylie?
Is her name Omomo as an intentional Xenosaga reference?
Of course Momo knows. Kylie is best friend. Best friend? You two are that close? Exactly so. Before, one time Momo was picking veggies and was attacked by wild critters like today. Momo wanted to flee, but Momo no longer sprightly like used to be.
The pleasant old lady, no
So
pun.
Momo trip on face and take bad tumble instead of flee. Just as life flashed before eyes, friend Kylie suddenly show up and bash whole pack of critters squarely on heads. She carry a Momo back to hut and even apply dressings to wounds of a Momo. And since then, periodically visit here to check up on a Momo's well-being. Wow, all that. She's very kind. Heart of Kylie is soft like dough. Every time she visits, she never failed to bring along lovely food.
Maybe you shouldn't be living alone at the top of a dangerous mountain as an old lady, though. That is one suggestion. Like, at least move to the caravan on this continent if you're not going to NLA.
Is friend Kylie doing well? Yeah, she's peachy. As a matter of fact, she's the one that asked us to come here. Oh! Kylie is one who speaks to friends?
Yes.
Oh, Momo, see. Oh, Momo has been burden on Kylie, and also big burden on friends. Oh, Momo, very sorry.
She has done literally nothing wrong, though.
No trouble whatsoever.
Thank you, Lynn.
It is our job, after all. In fact, since we're already here, you can come with us to NLA. Oh, Momo will be staying right here. Apologies that friends had to come all this way. Sorry for hassle. Huh? But why? Hubby Pawn of a Momo rest peacefully.
That's entirely fair.
That why a Momo also wish here to remain. But this planet's gonna disappear. Oh, Momo know that. However, Hubby Pawn always...
I don't think the piano version of the Sylphlum theme was ever actually used in the original game.
That why Momo cannot leave Hubby Pawn here alone. Momo could never. I get that, but still. Surely your husband wouldn't want you to die here for him. That may be true, yes. Even so, Momo not asking friends to understand. And how do you think Kylie will feel about this? Isn't she your best friend? Meme.
Oh, Momo, I can empathize with you about wanting to stay with your
I
loved
don't
one.
know how I feel about them, like,
It's just
trying to drag her there.
that's the only reason.
May? There's something else, isn't there? Oh, Momo not wish to be burdened to anyone.
A burden?
That right. To family, to Little Pawn, who have lots of Little Pawn also. By now, they all safely in New LA. Really? Then you should join them. Oh, Momo, already Granny Pawn. Often struggle to keep up with shenanigans. When that happened, without fail...
Oh, she doesn't want to be considered a burden. I get it.
But making new life and new environment take lots of effort and time. Incredible hassle. Besides, Momo is so tired. And honestly, would hate to take away time and effort from every pawn.
Like, I get the point, but also, like,
Precisely.
she is clearly spry enough to live on her own, so I don't think she'd actually be a burden.
Yes.
And I'm guessing this is also to just kind of refute Void entirely, because she's welcoming death.
Surely they'd be happier if you were with them. There's no reason for you not to impose on them. Please, you can't just give up on living like this. If you stay alive, you can support your family.
I really don't know how I feel about this specific point, because it seems like the characters are like trying to force her to... Yeah, like, if that's her choice, we should respect it.
Indeed. Lynn, let her be. It's her choice to stay behind. We can't force her. Besides, it may seem cold, but there are others out there who want to come to NLA. They need our help.
Even if her reasoning is flawed, this is her decision. This is what she wants to do.
Oh, Momo, you've made your feelings clear. Please, don't
like, some people are...
I promise you.
She's satisfied with her life. She's willing to accept the end here. And that's okay.
Momo count on friends. And very sorry for making friends sad.
No. I'm sorry for speaking out of turn. I didn't consider your feelings.
Friend did nothing of the sort. Oh, Momo was happy that friend cared enough to speak mind. Very lovely.
Oh, Momo?
There's...
If you change your mind...
There's a very, very big distinction between going down with the ship and just, like, actively committing suicide. So, like...
Well, let's get the news back to Kylie.
They're kind of treating it as the latter when it really is the former.
Elma, was this the right answer?
I don't think there was one. One thing's certain. We must move forward, whatever.
And also, again, the afterlife is confirmed to exist. I feel like everyone's philosophy about dying would be massively shaken up by that as well, you know? I wonder if there is going to be like a post-credit scene about Lao. Or if that really is the last of him we got. Who knows? Maybe they recorded Matt Mercer's lines there when he was recording for Ganondorf. We don't know how long this was in development. Honestly, in that one scene, he already has almost more... like, just that one Lao scene alone already, like, is almost more lines than Ganondorf had in the entirety of Tears of the Kingdom, so... Couldn't have been a long recording session. Couldn't have been a very long recording session for any of the cross-voice options. All they got was a few interactions with new characters and a dozen new arts.
Oh, hi. Perfect timing. I was just about to head out to meet a Momo.
Huh? Meet a Momo?
Yeah. I just had a message from her asking for help with her
Oh,
luggage.
okay.
She says you can't carry
Sure.
But didn't she...
Just instantly changes her mind for
she told me
something.
I know she'd been planning on staying here.
Right, she was. I thought I knew better than she did.
Well, she said she'd done some thinking about what you told her. Like she'd fallen into this mistaken feeling that she had to rely on others. And she felt that she was running away from her own responsibilities.
Poor thing.
Guys, I'm sorry. It's gotten into you. We'll see. I had a hunch that Momo might not want to come. But it's like every time we met, she always seemed to act so zen. I never managed to ask.
Instead, you wanted us to.
Yeah.
And in the end, Lynn managed to get through to her.
Hey, enough of that.
I'm not entirely... Like, genuinely, I think this is weird. I think it would have been a more impactful decision if she did actually choose to stay behind. But, I'm like, good for everyone else. And, like, she objectively isn't a burden in any way. Like, I guess the point is that her reasoning was wrong for wanting to stay behind. Like, if she only just wanted to be with her husband, that's different, but, eh. You can't say that in front of a cathedral, Tatsu.
Go on now. Don't keep a Momo waiting. Right, you are. Everyone, thanks so very much again. Lynn, happy now?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm rubbed slightly the wrong way by the idea of, like, forcing an old lady to uproot her life. Even though there is a good chance that she'll be able to keep living no matter what, you know?
Hey, Al. How's it poppin'?
Obviously terrible. And yourself?
I wouldn't say terrific exactly, but not awful.
Well, that's great to hear.
I just couldn't figure it out. How the Ares could keep running, just as normal, even though all its cores got torn right out.
Is it running off of Al's life force?
Isn't it?
Or, okay, yeah.
Don't want to dwell on it, but yeah.
You know, looking at you, I get the feeling we're a step closer to solving the great mystery of where in the body the human spirit resides.
The human spirit is a tangible thing. Let's go.
The spirit isn't something one human body can contain.
I mean, arguably, this is going to explain how,
Other people can reflect someone's way of thinking.
What you call it?
Even their way of being. Which means that a person's spirit can exist in every other person whose life they touch. That's
like, this might explain Origin more now, if they figure out where the soul resides.
A soul that exists in isolation, huh?
Because then, you know, that explains how the people of the other worlds learned how the souls worked.
Your spirit lives inside everyone who thinks of you as the hero. And my spirit, it exists in everyone who's been kind enough to make the effort to get to know me.
This is a better philosophy.
And so, the spirit of Lao, who held on to his memories of me until his very end, it has to be within me too.
Maybe they'll be able to reconstitute Lao using the collective unconscious in the Ares or something.
I might never have realized.
That's not true, Lynn.
Yeah, it's not like Lao's forgotten. It's not like anyone from Earth's been forgotten.
You feel other spirits, just the same way that you do your own. That's all it took, no more.
We don't need another flashback. There's a really good cut of just the Lao smirk there, though.
Okay, who we searching for next?
I'll tell you. There's a blade who departed NLA.
Is this going to be a human blade, or is it going to be a Xenoblade?
You say pick up, so you know where he is.
Yeah. Eric, clue these guys in.
Roger that. I'm Eric, curator and captain of the eponymous team.
Oh, I'm gonna need to update my Blade Team video.
I'm a bit embarrassed to admit, but it's my subordinate Ted.
Now that we know who the Team Eric exists.
Ted is having some trouble accepting the Exodus plan. He said he wasn't going anywhere, then flew off in a huff.
We feared this might happen.
First we left Earth, now we're leaving Mira. You won't be the only one with internal struggles right now.
Yeah, I'm sure. To be perfectly honest, I'm wrestling with it too.
But cannot just carry on in quiet.
Believe me, I've been there too. We're curators. In our line of work, generally, we handle a lot of animals and plants.
Yes, that makes sense. He doesn't want to leave the animals and plants behind.
For the natural world.
I see. Flora and fauna are not part of the Exodus plan.
They were part of the original Exodus plan. And Elma was able to reconstitute a cat in the Lifehold core, so I'm wondering if Earth stuff was still preserved.
Agreed.
canopied nightwood in Noctula. It was the location of our first mission.
Noted.
I appreciate it.
I'm assuming we're gonna rule of threes, getting people to come to NLA. Hopefully this one is going to be less contentious than the Momo one was. Hello, large Simius. I will be going in the opposite direction. I mean, that's fair. If I had a pet mephite... I actually don't know if those are mephites or Terebras. Either way, I probably wouldn't want to give it up either.
Looks like our man.
Are you Ted?
Hey, you're Alma's team. What are you doing here?
We came looking for you at Eric's request.
Captain sent you? I'm sorry. You came out here for me? You didn't have to.
Let me be straight. The plan hasn't changed. Will you return to NLA? Here's where we are. Your being here right now is dereliction of duty. I won't lie, we could take you into custody.
I mean, it is also a very different story if he's actively avoiding doing his work to help get other people onto the ship to do this. If he was a civilian, this would be like a bit more sympathetic, I guess.
Sure. And yet, they're what nurtured this planet. Since way before we arrived.
That's what I'm saying. Like, don't leave Mira.
Just because we showed up, the whole world's just gonna disappear like that.
Just jump Mira with you.
If I can't stop it, I'd rather go with them.
Right. You have to follow your own conscience, no question. We will respect your decision. But you need to remember that by doing this, you'll be forcing people to leave you behind.
Well, I'm sure you've had time to consider it from all angles by now.
I'm sorry. I know what I'm doing is pointless, but still.
What if Ren took along genetic information?
The genetic information of the plants and animals of Mira?
Like Tatsu say.
I don't think there's any rule against it.
I mean, like, they have
Clever.
an empty lifehold core.
Emulate the Earth life colonization
Why weren't they doing this from the beginning?
by preserving the genetic information of Mira's flora and fauna.
Find a completely devoid of life planet and turn it into Mira too. Like, if we're escaping the sins of Earth, then there's nothing wrong with making your new home.
That's some good thinking for a Nopon.
Okay, we're not pronouncing it Nopon anymore. Al is racist, apparently.
Limited, though. We won't be able to capture all of it. Verdict?
We'll help you however.
Yeah, I mean, just do as much as you can. Just,
Yes,
I don't know why they weren't doing this from the beginning.
If we can bring even a small memento of Mira's existence to the next universe we live in, I want to make it happen.
Like, the entire point of the first Project Exodus is...
Can you do the other continents?
Of course.
I mean, like, basically what's happening is we're doing Project Exodus right, where we're bringing everyone we possibly can who wants to make it, and collecting an egalitarian amount of information and people and stuff. But, like, the getting flora and fauna was, like, the least contentious and corrupt part of the original project. I don't know why they weren't doing that from the beginning. The consciousness data for all the humans in the Lifehold core is gone. So that's a lot of empty data banks that they could shove all the Mira stuff into now. So there's like probably no loss of information. Is there going to be a cutscene or like a ghost fight for every single one of these?
We got it.
That should take care of Primordia then.
That's Primordia's data gathered.
Thanks a lot. Right then. If you could head over to Oblivia.
We're on it.
Yeah, like I said, we got to preserve the salt hats. Am I just dumb? Where are we going? That's absurdly helpful. Thank you, Follow Wall. Oh. I just never discovered East Eva Ravine in this file, apparently. That's pretty sad, actually. Like, we are kind of making Ted's point here.
Jamnetic information collected.
Looks like Sylvalim's next.
I also think it's very interesting that they decided to change the pronunciation of the fourth continent. I'm going to keep saying Sylvalim because that's what I've been saying the entire time. It took me several months of conditioning myself to even start saying Nopon for X-related videos. I don't think I'll be able to adapt to Sylvalim, unfortunately.
It didn't have to be like this.
Alright, will we be also obtaining the genetic information of the Oxerv and the Zdom over there? I don't think that's... Like, they are robots, right? We might learn more about it. I really want to learn about the ancient Miran civilization. I do hope they explain that. But it's starting to look like they won't. Because like we had Gajarg in this act. And he wasn't even in Kaldros.
Okay, it's in the bag.
We're finished.
Wow, that was fast. I guess that's why you're the pros. Last on the list would be Kaldros.
I mean, I'm also literally a curator. I'm very good at this stuff.
I will return to Noctilum.
Like, I should just be able to dump my Collectopedia into the Lifehold database. And that should, like, account for a good chunk of Mira's life, too. Like, I know I'm warping around and doing all this stuff because I've got all the FN sites and have been over most of Mira. But this is neat, at least for a gameplay purpose, because it forces you to go to places you probably wouldn't have done or been to if you only did the main story. Yeah, hey, look at that. There's an item I need for a basic mission, apparently. These guys are not this high level the last time I was here. Level 40s, yeah. I don't remember about there being anyone in the 50s. Cool. Alright, I got a new tank top. Do the usual. I'm surprised these guys are actually still living. Oh, Cool is still there, I guess. Alright, fine, I'll re-up Overdrive. I was genuinely trying to take it easy. Why are we just... I guess these guys aren't getting preserved. I think I lost my aura as well. Oh, I had my range dart sealed, I guess. There we go. All right. It was absolutely unnecessarily violent, but sure. Somehow never hit the Milsati there. I might have to fight that one too.
And that's the last of it.
Good work, everyone. Back to Noctilum, then.
I'm surprised at how much longer than Act 1 this is. Like, the actual progression of the plot is paced really, really, really fast. Like, definitely too fast. But then we're just slowing down. Doing, like, small individual things, which would be good. That's why I don't mind the side quests in Torna. But Torna's main story was paced differently.
Couldn't have done it without you. Thank you so much.
I think I got, like, a Telethia stem cell or two in my bag as well.
Really? Yes. See,
like, if we can grow Telethias using the Lifehold fluid.
The beings that made this world told me something. To preserve is to cultivate.
I'm gonna play along with this. I'll be very mad if this is the only explanation for Mira that we get.
But that sounds lovely.
Also, he might be hallucinating or just imagining it.
To preserve is to cultivate, huh? It's true that though this world will perish, we can still plant its seeds. In the next.
Yes, I swear I'll make it happen.
Whoa! What's the deal?
I am afraid I may have trespassed on their territory while I was collecting the data earlier.
We'll handle it. You just get to NLA.
Guess these guys aren't getting preserved then.
What's the game plan? Open fire!
Like, that was genuinely dangerous. That's the closest. If the low overdrive count, that's the kind of thing that can actually just wipe me out in one hit. Would not be surprised if I need to resort to Skells. Yeah. Alright. Should've gotten my count up higher faster. Why did it give me that? I guess because I died twice earlier.
Ferocious enemy. What's the game plan?
Good idea. I'll cut him down to size. Gravity slash.
I should be playing as Al for scale fights, shouldn't I? There we go. You get to hear something other than we're fleeking. Never mind. I just lost all my appendages immediately. All right. I guess we're. I have no arts left. Sure, whatever. You know what? Oh, that was probably a bad idea. Should not have leveled that up to 61. I guess Al did activate overdrive, so it should be fine. You just need to not hit me specifically. Yeah, sure. Good job, Al. You learned Sidewinder.
Well, that did it.
Yeah. All right then, let's go report back to NLA.
What do I get for my troubles? Ultra Regal Armor. Like, if I'm not gonna be able to equip that, because that is level 60 gear, right? Yeah. It's almost usable. If it wasn't heavyweight, it would actually be almost usable. I could spec into a Reflect build, if I really wanted to. Because I do have access to Raijin. Which, I mean, if there is a lot of beam and electric damage in later fights, then I guess that is an option. But I'm assuming they wanted you to use Skells to fight that Simius, so I'm not super concerned about dying there. Alright, so is there going to be a third? Or did we just rule of two?
Eric's been in touch. He says Ted saw sense and came back. And with a load of data in tow. You made a commander very happy today.
Where is he?
He broke the rules. He'll need to do his time. To discourage the others, shall we say.
Yeah, thought as much.
And the genetic data? What about that?
Already added to the White Whale 2's databases.
You cleared it.
Commander, thank you for this.
Mustache Man is big softy.
Are we going to even see Tatsu's family get on the White Whale too?
Alright, folks. We'll call it a day. Kudos. You've earned yourselves a break. Well, there is one more thing.
Problem?
Good news. Fresh off the press, too. The jump drive is online.
You're serious?
I am. Go see for
All right, so
yourselves.
more or less, Act 3 is just going to be infiltrating Volataris and getting the cores back then.
Yeah, let's.
I do wish we went to more explorable areas earlier on. Like, I'm hoping Volataris still seems complete.
Oh, what a magnificent system! Not only did you link the Ares drive to the White Whale 2, a nigh impossible task in itself, but to run them in parallel, thereby allowing the Ares to function as it always did? Hands off to you!
That exposition only works because it's L saying it.
Make the Ares whole and return to home base. Then we can finally leave this place. Nice and simple, just the way I like it.
We've achieved a hell of a lot in a few short weeks. We rock.
The credit goes to our allies, chief among them the Mana, who shared much wisdom with us. Humanity could not have done this alone.
You know, I'm starting to think we might just be able to pull off a win.
In Void's contest? Really?
Lynn, now's not the time.
Yes, right. Sorry. I didn't mean to bring all that back up.
You're not wrong to have a wafer, Lynn. Ideally, all living creatures, big and small, would not fight, but set their eyes on a new universe while standing knee to knee.
The fact is, when Void faced us, he didn't consider pursuing that possibility. He can't consider it, even in theory. His goal is survival, at the cost of all else, everything and everyone. No more.
What a lonely way to be.
I mean, we can bring everyone except Void over.
Is that why he doesn't want anyone else to make it to the next universe? That's why he denies us?
That's right.
Hang on a sec. He claims he's pursued us because he wants to know what death is. When I thought of him as evil, did I get him wrong? Was I too hasty?
I think he might just be beyond morality.
There's certainly a streak of wickedness in him. He's lonely, insatiable.
Like, evil in the way a kid who hasn't been brought up properly would be.
But if it ultimately brings him to wish harm upon us,
Maybe he is young. Like, maybe he is a young wave existence.
by any name, his intentions are inscrutable to us, and that's the truth.
It's not like he wants to be screwed anyway. He's alone and fine with it, right? Trying to suss him out might just tick him off. Although, I doubt that he even has the capacity to get angry.
I gotta say, you really seem to get him.
You trying to make me puke?
They're the same kind of being now, I think.
I guess our minds might have gotten mixed together. Over there. Inside of the rift.
Mixed? Such a curious notion.
It's the place where all consciousness flows. Me and Void, we both made it out of there. Doesn't surprise me if things got a little buggy.
So there's a bit of each of you in the other?
Maybe. Though, there's one key difference between me and him.
And if we can appeal to the owl within Void, that might help.
Secure us a place where we can all belong together. And that's because of a strong passion. Something Void can never possess. It's because I love you all.
Never were more heroic words spoken.
we did it. We turned I love you and all you guys into not a meme. You know what? It's okay to give like the whole sitcom laughing zooming out thing. It just helps to the mythos of Al that it like it kind of works here.
Fate doesn't lay our path out in front of us. Make it ourselves. Real body or mimeosome doesn't matter.
It would be neat to get our real bodies back eventually, though, I think.
Feeling beings. Fight to survive. Right?
They're really gassing Cross up here, so what's gonna happen with us?
White Whale 2 is now complete. Furthermore, all prospective escapees have been relocated to NLA. It's been hard work, but we're at the final stage.
Mark the residence, then retrieve the course from Void and Echoing.
That's it. I'm sure you must all be feeling the strain. Stay strong. We'll be needing your services just a while longer. That said, there's still time before the demat effect reaches us. You should get some rest, but don't get lazy. Ready? Dismissed.
I should have been talking over the Melancholia scene, just so I didn't get demonetized again, but whatever, it's fine. Alright, the White Whale 2 is complete. I'm going to assume... First off, I'm going to save the game. And second off, I'm going to... We cannot actually enter the ship from here. Let's look around inside. It doesn't look like any new NPCs have actually been added here. I think Mia's just there normally. You two are just there normally.
Oh, it's you. Amazing. Oh, it's you. Thank you. Really.
Yeah, like... She's talking about this, and... the side quest there. And not, any of the other stuff. Like, you ask people about recent developments, they're going to, just talk about Chapter 12 stuff. Looks like they only added a few things. That's fine. But, yeah, I need to cut the recording, but in this same session, I will also be doing Al's second affinity mission because I'm assuming that is going to be required for Act 3. So I will see you all in a minute, I believe. Actually, let me double check to make sure it is required first. That only requires a hero's trial. So we don't need to do that. Alright. Well... First, I need to hit level 55, actually. And then I need to actually level up Al's affinity. So I will cut things here instead. And we'll do the affinity mission and the end of the epilogue in the next session. So, yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Till then, this is Luxin, signing off. We're almost done. That's wild for a lot of reasons. Yeah, so after seeing how long Act 3 took, I am shifting the second affinity mission back into the Act 2 video. You will see next time why I did that. Alright, we are back. I maxed out Al's affinity. I did his first 2 heart-to-hearts as well. I ended up doing just a couple side missions. Like, I did the Zarubagan one, where you learn about their god. So I got a couple screenshots of Al's heart-to-hearts. Yeah, but I got the requisite screenshots for this one, at least. Also, I forgot that looks like an ether crystal deposit. Then we're back to Gajarg again. And then I just stepped on some Bladas for a little bit to get us to 55, so we're gonna take the experience for doing this mission, and then that's what we're taking into what I think is the finale.
Hey, glad to see you. How's it poppin'?
I mean, there are just 2 responses to this, so I'm going to choose randomly because it doesn't matter. I chose the correct... I didn't even see which one I chose, and it was the correct one, apparently. Okay.
Forget it, that was terrifically lame.
Are we going to learn that he thinks he's cringe?
Tell me, you busy right now? We're both off duty, so how about some...
Is there even going to be any gameplay in this one?
Downtown? Huh? Why's it gotta be pizza? Isn't it obvious? 'Cause it's freaking pizza! When I first moved to America, I must have been eating it every second.
That's right. I keep forgetting he's not American.
On weekends, I'd go to bars with Doug and Lau. Beer in one hand, piping hot slice in the other. Couldn't get enough of the stuff. Salty pepperoni.
Are we sure he's human and not a Manon?
There was just something comforting about it, you know? craving it since Earth. Come on, hop up.
Alright, so we get the White Whale 2 hollow figure off of this. It seems like this is, again, just the two of us, so... Goodbye for now, Elma and Lynn. He did say hup hup this time and not hup hup it. So maybe there's a different connotation to that one, I don't know. Yeah, I did get him up to rank 13 with the other things we've been doing. So he has learned Hercules Blow. I assume I will be learning Hercules Blow in a few minutes. And then we will not be making any use of that to beat the game, though. Shout out to Terra Info. I mean, my completion is fine. It's not that great, actually. Like, I get why the epilogue didn't force you to have 100% completion of Mira and, like, be max level and all that stuff, but I don't know. I think it would be neat if you were required to do a lot more stuff after Chapter 12 to unlock Chapter 13. That and pacing would probably fix most of my issues with it, because it seems like, alright, at the end of Chapter 12, we're like, Lynn's like, okay, we're here on Mira, and we're alive. And that's good. But, and then just immediately in Chapter 13, okay, Mira is dying, and we need to leave now. I need to say hello to Neil Nail here as well. Shout out to Women in Glasses. And I think it works if you're someone who has played the original game. Oh, that's a lobster I didn't have. Okay. Yeah, so it works if you've played the original game already. And you can just imagine that off-screen a lot of time happened between different parts. Like, not necessarily the actual IRL 10-year time jump, but say just like, okay, a lot of time has passed since Chapter 12. But if you're just playing it now, if you actually put off the epilogue for last, you're going to be so over-leveled for it.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm afraid we're all out today.
Out? Of everything?
Yeah, for whatever reason, the Manon are having some kind of big blowout.
Probably because they're celebrating leaving the planet or finishing the White Whale 2.
You have got to be. It just had to be today, didn't it?
I mean, like, the stuff in the windows are just generic textures they took from various American stores and things. So the idea of final sale 20 to 50% off is probably from like a furniture store. Like that's a liquidation sign. It just happens to be appropriate with the fact that we're leaving Mira soon.
Don't suppose you'd settle for a plain cheese pizza?
Also, that does say €3 and not $3. I feel like the coalition government would not go for euros. They might like, because like we're using credits. The coalition probably just used credits as their currency. And it might have been pegged to the euro or the US dollar or whatever, but I don't think it's literally euros. Anyway.
Even if you commission the mediators, it's still gonna take a while at least.
Hold up.
Are we just going on a big adventure to get Allison pizza?
Are you telling me blades being used for busy work like that nowadays?
Yeah, I guess.
I'd heard the rumors, but wow. Just how far the mighty have fallen.
Alright, this isn't required to beat the epilogue.
But wait.
So I'm assuming that this affinity mission might just straight up be non-canon. If he knows this much about Blade already.
I'm looking at one of Blade's finest. Right. Special order. For me. No, for all of us. Go forth and procure our pizza toppings. On the double. Come to think of it, I guess I also count as a blade. For the moment, at least.
I mean, the Air Force that he was in when he disappeared no longer exists. So, yeah, he kind of has to be Blade. He's either Blade or he's unemployed.
All right, we're on the case. Come on, hit us with your shopping list.
Okay, if you're sure. Though, are you really that desperate for our pizza?
When I start something, I see it through.
I like how they had to use this pizzeria and not the other one. Because the other one is the one that is tied to a side quest that involves the leader getting arrested? Killed? I'm not sure. He tries to kill a lot of men on. So we need... just a lot of stuff from Oblivia. You know what? We might... I know it's very stupid that under the gaze of Volataris and with all these DMAT events around here, this is what I'm wasting my skull fuel on. But, I mean, come on. I have infinite Moranium. I'm gonna be able to refuel things if I need to. Sandstorm. I'm assuming these ghosts are just...
looks like they're on our case.
They're just the same guy every time. It's really good to not get targeted by that foul slow, especially with the small amount of party members I have right now. Alright, so there is garlic around here somewhere. Is it underneath? Oh, there it is. Okay, I straight up cannot see. Even though I've been finding lobsters I didn't remember existed several times this episode already. I feel like it's not safe to be able to take off that way, but it's very cool, so I don't care. God, and being able to de-transform straight into free fall is also really cool. I think the Frostfelg is cool. It is like one of the funnest ways to get around in a video game I've ever played. And that's coming on top of X's exploration already being phenomenal. Just wish it was useful in combat at all. Like, I know we're in MIMS, so they probably do account for things, but it is really funny that we're just not trying to grow garlic, or it was like garlic, pepper, and broccoli, yeah. No one's trying to grow any of that stuff, like the earth stuff. They're just straight up getting things on Mira. I'm so sorry, Saltats. We have stolen... Is that on the broccoli? We've stolen the pizza ingredient that apparently represented your love, and I feel like a horrible person for it. But apparently Bernholt gets what Bernholt wants, so that's what's happening now. Why not? Let's just press the A button some more. Alright, that's on me. A consistent problem I've been having is pressing B to exit cockpit mode instead of just D-pad up again. And that just causes me to straight up de-transform, which is obviously not what you want to happen, but that's not a control issue. That's a me being stupid issue. Now, I wonder if Act 3 is going to start with us going straight in to Volataris. Or, I mean, the other thing is the weird new continent, because, like, there are the floating islands, and Volataris is like a ship. So, is that just like a weird-looking space on the inside of it or something? I don't really know. Maybe we're not actually going to there. Maybe the entire thing takes place in the Rift or whatever, and everything up to that is in a cutscene.
So we did some legwork and picked up the ingredients.
in and fetch them all for us?
Come on, give us what we want. My stomach's turning inside
Is this
out.
affinity mission literally just pizza?
Oh, sure, right away.
Maybe it's a good thing I did have Al with me for Act 2, even though he didn't need to be.
Ah, the man of the hour. You kept us waiting.
No, that's not...
What else don't you have? Do we need cheese? Do we need to milk Ovis? Do we need... that's just suids. There are suids right outside NLA. That's fine. Pepperoni sausage, right? What animal is in pepperoni? Yeah, Manon have good pizza taste too, dude. That's why they're out of it.
Good sir, you serve pizza. Surely you must know the divine nature of...
Okay, pepperoni is pork and beef, so it's Ovis and suids.
Why didn't you think to put it on the list?
You're just right outside NLA.
Sorry. Though if you'd like a veggie pizza, we can get that to you right away.
I wonder if Kato is named after Masato Kato.
You trying to upset me here? Do you also eat your burgers with...
I love how he's a foreigner.
I'll go get the mediators.
Like...
Forget it. We'll sort this out ourselves. Point us to the pepperoni.
We use suede meat for our pepperoni.
Oh, suede! I've been pronouncing that wrong the entire time. Which, like, you could say, oh, it's never been said yet, but I could just... I can read katakana pretty well. I should have just checked the Japanese name.
There should be a herd of them outside in LA.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
If you can get a hold of the suede meat for us.
You heard the man. Let's get hunting.
I mean, I know they're named after the scientific name for some group of organisms that include pigs. Yeah, so it is the... It's named after the Suidai order, which... okay, say family, rather, is its taxonomical thing. I'm not gonna just read the Wikipedia article. There is no, like, auto-tracking. The auto-run is only in a straight line. So I unfortunately can't read the Wikipedia article for Suidai. Oh, hello, Lobster. Thank you, Lobster. I'm missing 11 lobsters. We will not be finishing the Blood Lobster quest before anything, or before finishing the epilogue. So there is a chance that, while the White Whale 2 is en route to a new universe, one of the lobsters will explode and kill everyone. That's a risk I'm willing to take to see the end of this soon. Okay. We specifically need the meaty suid. I guess... We finally found something meatier! That did a lot of damage, actually. Hold on. Am I going to need to overdrive on this? I'm going to need to overdrive on the meaty suid. I'm just dead to the meaty suid. Well... my physical resistance can't be that bad. It's at least positive, right? That was at 10% damage reduction. Alright, I guess we're just one-shotting it with a Skell. Not sure how much meat we're getting out of that, but... Again, I have infinite Maranium. Actually, no. What I'm going to do is I'm going to park right next to it and start art spamming on it.
Looks like they're on our case.
Just to build TP back up. Oh, never mind. That did over half my health. Alright, I mean, boost attack, that's just... Oh, no. It's doing a lot of damage. Hold on. We will be using the Ares to hunt our pepperoni now. That is a terrifyingly low amount of damage being done right now. I'm going to lose my Skell for this. Alright, okay, so thankfully the Ares is, like, actually able to do work against this. It's, at the very least, more powerful than the level 50 Horace Dog. Like, this is kind of a stupid affinity mission. I do understand why it's not required now. But, the fact that Al is using the Prime Ares, or Ares Prime, they change whether it's Ares Prime or Prime Ares several times. Either way, The fact that he's using it to hunt for pepperoni is what makes it funny. Like, if it was just gather regular meat from a suid that already existed and wasn't a specific enemy for this mission, it would be a kind of different story, but the absurdity of this at least makes it funny. I kind of do wish... Oh, there goes my appendages again. Okay, I did at least one-shot the other guys. I can't even overdrive here. It's pointless. I don't have half my arts. I could have sworn Enrage was a buff enemies already had in the original game. Like, they didn't invent it for DE. Alright, save at least some of my dignity. Please don't overdrive here. Al, do this one thing for me. Don't overdrive. This is easily the most black tar I've heard all game. Like, that was an entire loop of the song. Oh. What did it do to the Ares? I missed that. Did we aggro a Millisaur? I don't think I can win now. I don't have fuel left to do anything either. Oh my god, I have no appendages left too.
My armor's weak.
Just need to get as many cockpits as possible and keep refreshing Hunter's Blow, I think. Just very, very hard to do when I have 3 arts I can actually use. Certainly hope there aren't any required Skell fights in Act 3. That's quite possibly the most fraudulent thing that's ever happened to me. At least I got the succulent suede shoulder. Can't believe they actually made me fight a level 55 pig for that. Couldn't just buy something with the reward tickets from the division rewards the game seems really intent on me getting. Oh right, because Suidai is the family, and then the genus pigs are is sus. I forgot that pigs were sus. I mean, it's probably sus, but sus.
Impressive, the lengths you've gone through just to eat pizza.
I told you, when I start something, I see it through. You never know when life will deal you.
Anyway, I do think it's hilarious that the non-American, when talking to the American to try to get him to understand what not having pizza is, he did pull an Imagine a Burger.
You've been real patient with me as well, buddy. You know, I was just planning for us to eat out, but change of plans. I'm gonna throw us the pizza party of a lifetime.
Awesome.
Think of it as your reward for all the hard work.
then you'll be wanting them delivered?
Where does Al live, actually? I guess he's technically the 4th member of Team Elma, because he was always the 3rd member of Team Elma. But is there a 4th bedroom in our barracks? Because, I mean, I guess Danny and Boris died after coming to Mira, so there must have been bedrooms for both of them. Unless they were sharing a bed, which is distinctly possible. We know absolutely nothing about those two guys besides the fact that they died.
Looks like they're still not here. Ugh, I'm so hungry. The room's
This is so sad. He's only giving us the pizza party.
Oh well, we've come this far. Might as well stick it out, damn it.
Oh no, okay, Elma and Lynn are actually here at least.
Oh hey, this is perfect. Feel free to join in.
I mean, maybe Tatsu also like slept in the 4th bedroom and then just like ended up staying in Lynn's, because Nopon beds are small. Nopon houses are smaller than the table in this room, basically.
Huh? What's arriving?
I don't know why I'm thinking about the logistics of this too much. At some point, you do just kind of have to roll with the vibes and acknowledge that this is supposed to be a funny mission. Like, it also is confirmed somewhere that Team Elmo's barracks is significantly larger than any others anyway. What area code is NLA in?
What in the heck is all this?
I...
It's pizza paradise. Can Tatsu really dig it?
Go ahead, Tatsu. I've never eaten a full pizza pie in one sitting, let alone... has to be 100.
Oh yeah, my bad. This one's ours.
Like, I'm not going out of my way to count the amount of pizza boxes here.
What did you do?
But...
nothing much.
How did we get enough pepperoni for all of these from one thing? From just its shoulder, by the way.
Right?
You two. I don't know what you've been up to, but you really seem to be getting along.
Sorry, didn't mean to steal away your champ.
It's okay. Actually, I'm kind of glad that you did.
And I guess because...
We both know people find you a bit tricky sometimes. I'm happy you made a friend.
Are any of the main characters actually not friends with him?
Mr. Al not have friends?
It's like he clearly is friends with Doug. Like, Arena is looking up to him. And that's like a imbalance in play. And Gwyn's only just meeting him. But I hope Elma's his friend.
Yes, that's true. That's just the kind of person you are.
He's just a guy.
I'm sorry. Love?
That's right, Lynn. Since our escape from Earth, it's been one thing after another. But right here and now, this is my home. And a home is where you've got family to come back to.
He's the cool uncle. That's what he is.
Makes all you guys my family. It's only natural to love your family. Anyone would.
Like, Lau is a surrogate father to Lin, but Al is the cool uncle. That actually makes sense. And they were brothers in arms, so that works too. Is everyone else showing up too? Yeah, figured.
Oh, someone's having fun.
Hi there, Colonel.
Huh, we've got more company.
I'm more surprised Vandam isn't here than anything.
From the hero himself? Like I was gonna pass that up.
This is the first time Vandam's gone out of his way to not eat something.
This guy's always keeping us on our toes. Beats being bored out of
Alright.
skells.
I am going to switch everyone back to their default outfits or something more ornate for the final act. But this was a good one to have their casual outfits in, at least. Like, I think this is a pretty stupid affinity mission. But the message is at least real.
We are soldiers. We fight. Soon the battlefield will beckon us. But here, right now, it's family pizza time. Let's enjoy it.
I'm like, I like the final gathering and making merry before the final battle and all that stuff. I just think it was done better in Chapter 12 already. It is really funny that this is what you get Hercules Blow from, though. And also very happy to hear More By My Side. It's another one of my favorite songs. I mean, most of X's songs are one of my favorite songs in X, because they're all very good, but you know what I mean. And I don't quite understand the lyrics, but they at least make sense for what's going on here. Okay. I even enjoyed myself. I learned possibly an even more broken art. Alright, let's get the Ares Prime back after it was destroyed by the pepperoni. Yeah. Wow, we're actually at the end. I'm gonna need to take some time to process that, but, come back tomorrow for my reactions to what I'm assuming is the end of Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. Till then, this is Luxin as always, signing off.